Hi Sagittarius and Sagittarius rising. Here is a general look at your solar chart for March 2015. There's a lot of very fiery energy around this month in March, and that is due to Mars, the feisty, pushy fire planet, being in the rather impatient, go-getting, pioneering, but sometimes pushy sign of Aries. So there's another video that I put out called March 2015 in a nutshell, and there is probably a link to that. In fact, I will say definitely link to that here, it goes into the aspects for the whole of the month a little bit more than I will do here. This is just giving you your basic kind of roadmap without too much detailed, too many extra details, but that video will give you a little bit more info. And the sun, as the month begins, is still in very watery, rather secretive Pisces, and in a very private, rather sort of sensitive area of your chart, which is right down at the root of your chart, and therefore the sort of mise en scène, the kind of the stage will be set and revolve around property, maybe location, maybe family, neighborhood, community, maybe, or indeed your sense of belongingness, maybe your history, maybe tradition, maybe things are going to be coming in which trigger memories, right? You'll be pondering more probably with the sun here. There's going to be a solar eclipse on the 20th. That's also at the root of your chart, and it's right on the cusp of that root area and the next area, which I call the house of fun, because it connects to children, the inner child, spontaneity, leisure. So this solar eclipse is happening on the 20th of March and opens the way to new beginnings around maybe place on the map, family, community, sense of belonging, a space inside, outside. Also relates to a more spontaneous, creative environment, or activities, shall we say, leisure type activities, or just having more access to hustle and bustle and hurly-burly and what's going on, and kind of just getting more entertainment into your daily life, which if you're in the Northern Hemisphere and it's been a very, very cold winter where we're a bit shut in, that's probably a very bright prospect. Although we do all have the internet now, don't we? But it's not quite the same thing. You know, you can be more action orientated. So anyway, if you were to do something on that day in the run up to the eclipse, and if you are in Europe, that's going to be starting up at a partial eclipse from about 7:35, 7:40 a.m. And if you're really much further north, way up in Scandinavia and up into Iceland and Greenland, that's going to be, I think, a total eclipse up there, or 90% maybe. And over in the Americas, I don't think you're going to get this eclipse, but you had the last one visually. But you can always see it on webcams. Anyway, I digress. So if you were to do something to sort of set your intention in the direction of making improvements in either of those two areas, or in both of them, I would say, then over the next 6 months, that will tend to unfold with that intention, kind of growing it through the pulsing of the energy through the next 6 months, the lunar energy. Now, until the 13th, Mercury is in a very outgoing, chatty area of your solar chart, but it's to do with education, gathering and sharing information. You know, again, this meeting and greeting, mixing and mingling, just picking out the little nuggets that you need, but also sharing the info that you have yourself. And then from the 13th, the mental focus then goes into the same area as the sun, revolving around place on the map, family, neighborhood, or maybe it's not like that. Maybe it's just this inner sort of mulling things over, feeling things, thinking about the past, maybe feelings a bit nearer the surface. There could be a blast from the past, and it tends to be a mentally busy time right in your own backyard. from the 17th, the Venus position can mean that you express yourself in more spontaneous and creative ways. This is where Venus is in the same area as Mars, and that's quite a dynamic area. So you should be putting yourself in environments, or putting yourself in the way of the types of environments where you can, you know, kick over the traces a bit and have a bit more fun, you know, more games, more play, more entertainment, more leisure, or maybe it's performance arts that you're interested in. It's a very spontaneous area. It's the area of the inner child. It's also the area of the outer child. So that's to say children. It's also pets as well. And you could just be getting more active because of any of those things. Also speculative type interests like window shopping, but also promotions as well is related to this area. It's related to performance, you see. And it's also related to really putting you in places or getting yourself to places where you try out stuff which you feel empowered, you have a laugh, you enjoy, you find you're not too bad at doing this, you know, and you'd like to do it some more, whatever that's about, whether it's a hobby, pastime, or whatever other label we want to put on it. It might even be work, but work that you really enjoy, you see. And I have to say as well, a general aspect that's going on right up until maybe about halfway through the third week is this uncertainty that is a carryover from February, where I explained Saturn on Neptune and then Mercury coming over Neptune. This month Mercury will be coming over Neptune, and that sort of kind of pulls the rug out from under your ability to be decisive and see things clearly. So in a way, this fun area, this house of fun where Venus and Mars are, maybe you're just killing a bit of time, just say, okay, even though I can't see far ahead because there's a bit of fog around, I can enjoy this moment now with who I'm with, you know, like loving the one you're with. So just an idea. And then Venus moves, and Venus moves into an area which is more getting organized, more getting the act together, looking at the details, analyzing the details, and just being busier in that kind of way, the to-do list, and that sort of thing. You know, it's getting a little bit more serious, but Mars is still going to be in this rather sort of spontaneous, fun-orientated, jokey maybe kind of frame of mind, where there tend to be laughs along the way. So whistling while you work, I would say. It's also the area of romance and romantic partners as well. So you could be enjoying, you know, being somebody else's center of attention, whether it's in a romantic or another sort of way. Saturn is, of course, in your sign, and that means turns of events over this next couple of years. Well, actually, it's up until 2017, but there's a little bit of a gap between June and September this year when it goes back into the other sign. Saturn, she goes back into the other sign. But you've got to learn to take responsibilities for yourself in what you know you need to do for yourself, and aims and ambitions that you've kind of known that you want to really focus on and set your mind to before, and now you really do need to do that. You really do need to get on with that and concentrate your energies more purposefully, like laser in on things, and try to get away from distractions, which of course you as a mutable sign, you're so versatile and you do quite like, you feed off distractions really. So you've got to try and sort of, you know, just maybe prune them down a bit. And sometimes through adversity and obstacles, because Saturn energy is there to toughen us up, so puts obstacles in our way and makes it just that little bit harder to get that carrot, you know, that's dangling there. So this is why it's character building, and you will build these new routines and these new constructs in your life, in whichever area of your life, to have a better, happier, more comfortable life in the future. You Sagittarians born the 25th to the 27th of November, or with 3 to 5 degrees rise, I'm going to feel that energy the most. But this month there is this muddying of the waters a little bit, where something's up in the air and you can't quite get you can't get the shape of it. So you just need to go slowly. Really major decisions, or just anything important, after, you know, in the last week and a half, maybe is better. Now, for many of the signs who have got planets in the cardinal signs, have got to be aware of the second and third weeks when Mars is making, you know, quite a strong making waves, because going across Uranus and then Pluto. So watch out for the middle 10 days between the 13th and the 17th, 13 to 17 degrees, if you happen to know where, if there's a planet there in a cardinal sign. Then just be aware of that. And it does mean that there will be ructions, there will be disruptions and things coming in that were maybe a bit precipitate, maybe a bit hasty, and that might not be you, that might be, you know, on the wider stage, but that's on the other video I made. And I also want to say that all month, and this is a really nice one, there is a very positive aspect with your ruling planet. And until next August, Jupiter, your ruling planet, is in Leo, which is in a stunningly good angle to your sun sign, particularly for you Saggies born the 3rd to the 8th of December, or with 11 to 16 degrees rising. But having said that, it's for all of the sign. It just kind of, it just decreases a little bit in intensity as it goes out further from those degrees and those dates I gave you, right? But it's for all of the sign. And this means that this is time to spread your wings into new areas and really think outside of the box. Your mental territory is due to broaden into new areas, and you'll experience broaden into new areas. So some of you could be traveling more, some of you could be signing up for a course, you know, and getting more educated. Some of you could be learning about other cultures and other languages, just expanding into new things, maybe through publishing, communications, whatever it is. And also this is the area of the mentor and the advisor and the expert in their field, and that is your sign. You are the sign of the mentor, you are the sign of the teacher and the advisor. And shall we even say some of you who've earned your stripes and your medals, the gurus. But if you've earned your stripes, you wouldn't call yourself a guru. And you, well, anyway, just be aware of that. But the whole of the month, it's got this lovely energy, a bolt from the blue, just a little bit of magical energy. So get yourself in an environment where good things can happen, you know, where you're not just all tucked away in your little kind of box. Although good things can happen, just come right to your door, I guess, or through, you know, through the wires. And a quick mention of Neptune. Neptune is going through your home area as well, and you having to be a bit selfless about for family, or a bit selfless and maybe put your own desires on one side to do with location, to do with property, to do with family again, neighbors, and anything along those sorts of lines in your private life. You Saggies born the 28th of November to the 2nd of December, or with 6 to 10 degrees rising, are going to feel that energy the most this month. And that's it for March. This is written up on my website, well, kind of a bit more in some ways and a bit less than what I've just said to you, but you get all of the text on this on the website. And listen to your moon sign and your rising sign. That could give you a little bit more information. And I hope you have a good month, and I'll see you the next time.